Welcome to Pittsburgh Sports Line at Atria's PNC Park. They say the address is 103 Federal Street. I'm not sure about that, but I know PNC Park. Thank everybody for coming out. It's still winter in Pittsburgh, believe it or not. No snow, about 43 degrees, I think, when we started. So appreciate you coming out. Thanks to Bethel Park for having us travel around and go on location. Special thanks to Atria's for calling us back to do this show. And I do get 2 cents on every Talking Machine Big Mouth burger. It's not in cash. It's my 2 cents. So order up. I know they're good. Wait till you see when we get ours. We're going to do something that's never been done before. A Talking Machine burger has been going to be eaten on air. Okay? It'll be on TV. So stay tuned for that. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. This is Smoking Jim Frazier. He's an NFL scout, Steelers scout. I can't mention all the other scouts, but he was just announcing boxing in West Virginia. Look at how calm and peaceful he is. Now, we just hit a new high on likes. We had 5,098 likes on Facebook. Thank you very much. You know our routine. If you like us first, because I don't believe a lot of people do that, then I'll like your page within reason. And if you heard our show more than once, don't tell Smoking Jim you have a nice page that he can like. He's still suffering some difficulties there. So, in other words, he has porno on his site, he can't get rid of it. Okay? That's how simple it is. I mean, we're trying to fix that, or he is, but he likes looking at pictures. Again, I want to tell you that a lot of people that haven't watched our show, we're on Verizon 32 throughout the greater Pittsburgh area, from Nemacolin all the way up to Cranberry and Wexford. And then Comcast 7, that's how they split it up here, only in Bethel Park. So we're getting thousands of people watching us, hearing about it all the time. They know it's not Smoking Jim's show every time unless you're his guest. So they did figure that out because they're watching our show. We're on every Tuesday through Saturday night, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, Verizon 32. All of you can see it that have Verizon. If you have Comcast, everybody has internet or has access to it. You'll find every show is archived. We have almost 400 shows archived on YouTube, and you can see them. So that's the preliminaries. We start our show off with What's on Your Mind. We're sponsored by our friend Skeets Lewandowski. He's the owner of Skeets Service Station. So check that out in Finleyville. You'll see it when it comes across the screen. Not right now. They put in those credits later. You won't see anything coming across. Thanks, Skeets. He sponsors the opening segment of What's on Your Mind. And we're going to start right now. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green,
please don't break
you
this.
Got to see Levine.
Thank you.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Big hand for international model. This summer she'll be competing in the Miss Pennsylvania pageant. Big hand for Sandell in the house. Big hand for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had a great season. I want to give everybody my Super Bowl pick. Cam Newton won a national championship at junior college. He won a national championship for Auburn. And Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers will blow out the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh Steelers still got the most Super Bowl rings. And now it's time to get more Pittsburgh Steelers into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ed Bouchette is the Pittsburgh Steelers beat writer. He also has a vote for the NFL Hall of Fame. He is the spokesperson for all the former Pittsburgh Steelers players, and he's on the NFL Hall of Fame voting committee. Ed Bouchette's a friend of mine, but he's not a biscuit, so I'm not going to butter him up. I call him Ed Free Lunch Bouchette. The late, great L.C. Greenwood had to be buried in Canton, Mississippi because Free Lunch couldn't get him into Canton, Ohio. Donnie Shell got more interceptions than any other strong safety in NFL history. He played 14 years. He's a 4-time Super Bowl champion, and Free Lunch can't get him in. Kevin Green has more sacks than any other linebacker in NFL history. He got more sacks than Michael Strahan. He got more sacks than Derek Thomas. He got more sacks than Ricky Jackson. He got 62 more sacks than Joey Porter. He got twice as many sacks as James Harrison. The greatest sacker in NFL history is Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor got 132 sacks. Kevin Green got 160 sacks. 28 more sacks than Lawrence Taylor, and free lunch can't get him in. To all the future Pittsburgh Steelers greats like Hines Ward, Alan Faneca, Big Ben, if you want to get into the Hall of Fame and you're counting on free lunch to get you in, you can forget about it.
Now, why did we fool around with the PA system? Unbelievable. That was one of the best new material that you've put in an opening this year. This year. What is it, the 25th? There's a reason you have to watch our shows. And if you ever hear 8 and 8's not great, you'll know that was almost every show. But we'll drop it. Go Steelers. I'm happy with that. I predicted 8 and 8. I was wrong. They weren't 8 and 8. And man, if we could have just won one more game. Oh, well. Too many unhealthy players. Well, first, I have to tone it down because I can't compete with my man. There's no competition. I compete with myself. He competes with the world. I mean, I can't hear it. Now, everybody talks about jobs and getting training. Well, I just got this sent to me from Jessica Lee, who's a friend and a jazz and blues singer, and she works sometimes in helping this Gateways Corporation. So I got this, and that's the old Conley building. If you got a close-up on there, there'll be 6 weeks of training, and it's free in the building trades. And then you could possibly get jobs if you're willing to work there. So that's all part of it. You know what? I'm going to cut some of my opening short because we have a historical moment. Will you bring up, you're going to be TV famous, Quan. This is the Talking Machine Big Mouth Burger.
Thank you, sir.
You know what? We need a knife and fork because I'm on TV and I got to cut it up. Thank you. Devin, did you get a close-up of this? Now watch Smoking Jim eat. What's on my mind is I'm thankful for all the playoff games that I got to see. The Steelers had so many injuries. I'm just thankful they were able to compete like that. I hope we have healthy players and running backs because I believe we could go to the Super Bowl. Now, on that thought, I usually don't root against teams so much, but I was rooting against New England no matter what. And then I had to catch myself because usually I don't care. But for some reason, I cared about Belichick and all the regular things that go on. I go, that can't happen as it got down to the last so many seconds. I said, they're going to win this. And they didn't. So Cam Newton, I got to go with my brother from another mother, who he lost 4 houses this weekend. He's a gambler, and don't always listen to what he says. But this time I'll co-sign it. If you haven't started gambling, do not start because of us, okay? But Cam Newton, it's his year. There's no doubt. There's special players and special times, different leagues. This is it. And that's what's on my mind. I want to eat. This is killing me. Smoking Jim, we're blessed to have this legendary track announcer, not only in Pittsburgh in the Meadows Racetrack and Casino, but worldwide. Roger Houston, come on up here. This is his 2nd appearance. I'm honored to be interviewing him again.
Smoking Jim and I are having a contest, so to speak, of who can get their picture taken with the most beautiful ladies.
Woo!
Tonight was a record. The first time we ever got our picture taken with a beautiful lady together.
Another Pittsburgh Sportsline first.
Yeah, but I do
And
have
plus
one
this
advantage.
bird.
I have one advantage on him, though, because, see, I get to go to Ireland and other places like that,
That's
so
my
I can
dream.
pick up a lot of...
That's my dream.
He doesn't even know where Ireland is, okay? These disclaimers, I have to throw them out all the time, okay? Some of his statements, They're not based on facts, but it makes for good humor. Go ahead, Roger. Let's get him a map next time for Christmas. Roger, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind? We had a $2 ticket today, pay at the Meadows, for the Pick 5, $103,000. Yes.
I never heard of that.
The Pick 5.
Wow.
$103,000 for a $2 ticket. Jim Pantoliano won 4 of the 5 races. He lost the last race, or he swept the Pick 5.
Yeah.
Brian Zent won it with a favorite, and that was the only horse of the field of 9 that we could have had a payout. The others would have been 4 or 5 and would have had to carry over to tomorrow. So
That's amazing.
that just happened a few hours ago.
Yeah, what time did you finish up? About 5:30? 5:20?
5:35, something like that. I was on the road about 10 till 6 and got here to have a nice dinner. And
He beat the talking machine here who tries to get here early, and Mario beat me too, and he took the photos.
see, I got a phobia, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
Before I ever started announcing races, back in the 50s, I would go to Lebanon Raceway or county fairs in Ohio with my uncle, who was an announcer.
Right.
And one night I said, "Where are we going tonight?" He says, "Oh, the Miami County Fair in Troy, Ohio." And I says, "What time are we going to leave?" And he said, 5:30. And I says, "Don't you think we ought to leave a little earlier?"
Right.
Now, I'm only,
How old were you?
14 or 15 years old.
Sure.
He said, "Oh, no, we got plenty of time." We drive about 8 miles, and he has a flat tire. So he has to change the flat tire. As we're pulling into the Miami County Fairgrounds in Troy, Ohio, they're playing the national anthem.
No.
He has to do the post parade for the first race as soon as the national anthem's over.
Sure.
He says, "Can you drive this car?" I'm only 14 years old. I said, "Yeah, I can park it, no problem." And I saw my uncle running to the infield judges stand to do the post parade, and I said, "If I've ever announced horse races or do anything, I'm going to get there an hour and a half at least before time." I was here way before you.
Yeah.
Last time I was on the show, way before you.
Yeah, you did.
And we were both way before Smoking Jim.
You know, this story, your story and your phobia is falling on deaf ears. He doesn't even know what being on time means. Okay? That's a foreign language here. Ireland, a foreign language, and everything else. All right, enough on smoking.
I noticed he doesn't even wear a watch.
Well, he believes in homeschooling, but he did go to Gateway High School. It used to be a powerhouse, and he never learned to tell time. But he knew what play to run on, except he forgot to tell us back then his number was 21, not 22 in college at Cal U.
Oh, speaking of numbers, when I was doing pit football, and they said, "Do you want a spotter?" And I said, "Well, I don't really need a spotter. I can do it by myself." Well, they wanted somebody from the Golden Panthers to be my spotter at Pitt Stadium. Well, I didn't use him unless I absolutely needed it.
Right.
Then all of a sudden one time I noticed he gave me a number, and there was nobody on the roster with that number, and I found out the guy had that disease, where you mix the numbers backwards.
Yeah, dyslexia.
So when he had 21, he thought he was wearing 12.
That's perfect for you. Hey,
But how would you like to have a spotter that has dyslexia and can't give you the correct numbers? Oh, my goodness.
that I would pass on. That
Tackle
would
was made by Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, he's not playing yet. Hold it. You got to go back to Hugh Green days because we have some other people on that. Can you tell us another story? Or
I've done all sports except hockey. That's one sport I've never
get
announced.
the puck out of here. That's a cheap one.
My uncle did a football game one time, and they tackled the guy in the end zone. He says, "Oh, they nailed him to the cross." So there's a lot of instances like that.
I understand.
But no, pit football was probably one of the most enjoyable things that I ever did, along with the Pittsburgh Maulers and the Gladiators, the inside football. I totally enjoyed it.
Are you a big football fan too? Not as much as.
Not really. I'm really a basketball fan. My days at the old Fitzgerald Fieldhouse in Pittsburgh, I love to call the basketball games Sam Clancy and Carlton Neverson.
I remember hearing those calls. Guess what? We had Big Sam on our show.
Oh, really?
He was friends with my dad, and he was my dad was a referee, and he used to call out to my dad. His nickname was Tiptoe. And then we're at the A.J. Palumbo one time. He comes running over, grab my dad. You know what a big guy Sam is.
Yeah.
Pick my dad up. And I'm like, are you friends with him or is he trying to hurt you? And he told me he loved my dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days, man. And Knight was playing for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And they were playing Cincinnati. And the ball game is down to the last shot. Knight is as deep in the corner as you could be, behind the goal.
Yeah.
And he fired the ball up, and it went in, and all I said was, "Good night."
You have a great voice.
But my favorite coach was Raleigh Massimino. You know how Raleigh would get up and he would go, "Yeah!" yelling at the referees and everything
Right,
like
he'd
that.
sweat, he'd have a towel and-
Well, he was right next to me on the scores table.
Oh, I see.
And after he went through one of these tirades, he turned to me and says, "Did I get too excited?"
I
What
love
a
it.
showman. What
He
a
was.
showman.
But
Not
I
that you
like
know
it.
anything about that,
Yeah.
or myself.
Well,
Now,
are you saying that I do things like that?
well, I just had an experience smoking Jim just recently with them. I'm all the way up walking through that maze at the Meadows. Heather Wilder's taking me up there.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I had some hats for him and his guys. I gave him 3 hats. He picks out the most colorful one, the yellowish green one.
Trying to put it on during
Listen to this.
trying to put this hat over a headset microphone and doing the post parade at the same time.
Right, right. And so a lot of people don't even know post parade. So I put announcing, and you made sure you corrected me, which was the
Corrected you.
facts.
I didn't want
He's
to
about
think
the facts.
Only the
Definitely.
facts.
Ma'am.
Who said ma'am? Right? You got it. Jack,
I could be your straight man
Yeah.
for a couple minutes. Now, I had a couple questions. Did you go to school
No.
to train?
No.
You learned from your uncle?
From my uncle. I started going with him when I was 9 years old. 11 years old, I guess, 1953, when he started announcing. Another interesting story.
Okay.
I skipped my senior prom.
Wow.
And
You're a ladies' man.
And
How
went
did this happen?
went to Lebanon Raceway, and sat in the back row of the grandstand at Lebanon Raceway in Lebanon, Ohio, betting the horses with Pete Rose.
Wow.
And that was before Pete Rose was a
star.
starter for the Cincinnati Reds.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That's why we have him in that tide. He knows. He bet
just-
on everything. They were betting on a snail going across the floor.
I haven't seen Pete for a while, but the other last summer he appeared at the Wild Things baseball game in Washington,
I heard.
signed autographs and things like that. And we have our chaplain at the racetrack named Pastor Joe.
Yeah.
And Pastor Joe walked up to Pete Rose and said, told him, he said, "I always wanted to be like you, and that's why I play softball and everything like that at the age of 50-some years old. And I just idolized you, Pete, and everything." Pete says, "Well, what are you?" And he says, "Well, I'm the chaplain at the Meadows Racetrack." And the first word out of Pete Rose's mind was, and I haven't seen him for 50 years, "Is Roger still the announcer there?"
Wow.
So,
And that's why I
that
say
made
he's
me
a
feel
legend, not only on Pittsburgh sports line and in my mind. That's unbelievable.
They're no longer in the baseball. I can't tell that story.
Try to keep it clean.
I got one guy that, well.
Can you say it?
Well, when there would be a rain out
Okay.
at a Pittsburgh baseball game, the two managers would go in the home manager's office, use his ExpressBet account, and wager on the races at the Meadows during the rain delay.
Roger, everybody in sports, look at the Rooneys, owned horses and racetracks,
Yeah.
and they were in football and baseball. It was common knowledge.
There was an article in this morning's paper tearing up the fact that the Cincinnati Reds are putting Pete Rose into their Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I just don't understand it. If he thinks that there's people in baseball that are not betting baseball, if he thinks there's people in football that are not betting football, I'm sorry, they're wrong.
Well, I can remember back in the 70s with Del Miller sitting over in the grandstands. Joe DiMaggio, Stan Musial, and a couple other guys. I saw them there. I didn't go over and talk to them, but I watched. They were betting like crazy. They had stacks, which is bad. When you have stacks after a race, that's not good.
I don't know many stories about gambling or anything like that, but
Sure.
you mentioned Delvin Miller and the people that he had at that racetrack. My greatest thrill was one day sitting and having lunch in the Adios room, the old Adios
I
room,
remember
during an Adios draw for post positions with Buffalo Bob Smith of Howdy Doody fame. And that was one of my greatest moments.
Well, he was such a celebrity.
Yeah, he was.
All over the country and world also. And look at his horse, Adios. People don't realize that race was named after one of the best sires in history.
Yeah, so true.
And that's a great story for another time.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to get some information. If somebody wanted to be an announcer today, it's changed. What would they do? Would they go to broadcasting school, or would
No.
they?
I went to work at a radio station in Xenia, Ohio when I was a youngster. And the guy owned the radio station. He says, I will never hire anyone that has been to a broadcast school or something like that.
There you heard it, Smoking Jim. There's hope for you in the horse racing business. You're still learning.
It's true.
Really?
He says they teach them to do it one way, and then when they go to work for you, they'll want to do it that way, and maybe you don't want them to do it that particular way. So he says, I like to train them in my own style and things like that.
No, that's a great tip.
For people, as far as announcers are going, I had a young boy by the age of 9 years old start sending me tapes, cassettes.
Really? Wow.
And he wanted to be an announcer. And he'd go to the racetrack and he would sit up in the back row and call races into the
Just like
tape
you would,
recorders
only in
and to
his
me.
style.
At this point, I was in Florida and he was in Linden, Michigan. Finally, when I came to the Meadows in 1976, he says, could I come down and see you? At this point in time, I think he was 15 years old, 14 or 15. He hitchhiked from Flint, Michigan to my house in Cannonsburg. I let him do some qualifiers at the Meadows. He was unbelievably good. One of the first fairs I ever announced was at the Clinton County Fair in Wilmington, Ohio.
Okay.
And I called Bobby Williams and I said, Bobby, you know, you gave me my chance many years ago. I've got a young boy that I want to announce your races, if you will. He says, how much do I have to pay him? And I says, $100 a night. This was in 1976.
Okay.
Good pay.
Yeah.
He says, well, how old is he? And I says, 15. His mother's going to bring him, and they're going to stay at my in-laws' house in Wilmington.
Right.
I'm not paying any 15-year-old to call
Right.
races. Well, that young man is now the #1 announcer at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, Sam McGee. And
Get hot.
I've never discouraged anybody that wanted to be an announcer. I've never tried to get them to announce like I do or anything
Sure.
like that. You got to have the God-given talent to do it, and you got to be yourself. You cannot emulate somebody else.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Because I hear a lot of people, Smoking Jim will tell you, we're out, and
Yeah.
I'll talk about horses and being
Yeah.
involved in it. And what do they do every time?
Yeah, that'd be Roger.
They
Houston.
emulate you.
Well,
And to me, that's a high compliment.
Oh, it
That's why I'm
is.
sharing it, that they don't sound like you too.
somebody said the other day on Facebook that they used my phrase, be there.
Yeah.
And it says, I hope I don't have to pay Roger for using the word be there. And I wrote back on Facebook, I says, no, you don't have to pay me, because that is the biggest compliment that you can give somebody when you use the phrase that they're known for.
And I throw that out each time you're around.
Do you know how be there developed?
No, I want to hear that before you got to go.
Aubrey Lee ran an advertising agency here in Pittsburgh in 1976, and we were recording a commercial at KDKA for the
Okay.
Meadows. And the commercial came up 8 seconds short. And I said, what do you want to add, Aubrey? He says, well, I don't know, what can we put on? I said, never mind, I got it. I know what we're going to do. So we did it normal, and when we ran out of copy, I just said, be there!
You let it ride a little.
And that was in 1976,
Wow.
and it has
Thanks
stuck.
for
It has
sharing
stuck.
that.
It has stuck.
I appreciate it. I know you've had a long day.
A long day, yeah.
And you've given us some great insights.
Yeah, it's not all, I've made my living on horse racing and things like that, but I really cherish the things that I've done as well in football, basketball, baseball, and things like that. And
well, thanks for giving that Pete Rose story out. That is just great, and that fits so perfectly.
Yeah.
It was his lifestyle.
it was.
Right?
I would have been probably 17, and I think Pete would have been 19 at the time.
Yeah.
And when this happened. But Pete was real good friends with my uncle Don, who announces.
Okay.
And I think Don has a collection of about 25 baseballs autographed by Pete Rose. His 1,000th hit.
Sure, all his records.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have them all.
No, but I mean
But,
the hitting records.
Yeah, Pete would always come and give Don an autographed baseball when something happened.
Yeah.
It just,
No, those are special. That just shows you through horse racing, whether you gamble or not, a lot of people do come out to check, not as much as before, so we're trying to pump that up. Come out to the meadows and hear this man live.
I don't want to imply that I gamble, though. I don't, because if I've made $200 worth of wagers
in your career.
in my entire life.
Oh,
Yeah, in my entire life. I mean, Pete might be betting $20 or $30. I was betting $2 to show.
how'd you do?
Oh, my horse always finished fourth.
You have good sense. If you don't bet, don't start.
Oh, I remember one night we had this one driver by the name of Bill Hayworth.
Okay.
And he was from Ohio, and he's racing at Hamilton Raceway. And Bill is known to have the dirtiest colors of anybody. And one night I was in the announcer's booth with my uncle at Hamilton Raceway.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, Bill Hayworth comes out in the post parade, his brand new colors on. Don says, "We got to bet this horse." So Don gave me $1. I put in $1. We
Right.
bet $2 to win on Bill Hayworth. He won for fun and paid $38 to win, just because he had a new set of colors on. So
There's
that's how
your-
you pick long shots.
That's some of Roger's rules. We'll go into that next time because we will have him back when we can do that. Thank you
sir.
very much, Roger.
Always a
Appreciate
pleasure.
all you've done
Always
for
a
us.
pleasure.
Tell you what, we're always honored to get somebody very, very special in here. Everybody knows her throughout the state of Pennsylvania. She's a model, international model, and she's this year's Miss Red Hot Calendar. Big hand for Nirvana.
Welcome back to our show. Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Hey, you too. You too, Smoking Jim.
Thank you, sweetie.
You gonna stop eating for a second?
He's like, let me eat my burger.
Why'd you give him that calendar?
He is hiding behind it. I like your style. I would do the same thing.
Here, you have ketchup there, because you're watching your figure.
Oh, thanks.
So are they. All right. What's going on? I always talk to you about a little sports. When's your next Ring Card Girl appearance?
Oh, it will be March 5th in Lancaster with World Cage Fighting Championships.
You're kidding. In
Yeah.
Amish country, there.
It is.
They're doing
I've been
that.
out there twice now and I haven't seen any buggies. I'm kind of upset. I'm going to have to go find some.
Well, meanwhile, we had Roger here with the horses. I used to have race horses. And up in northern Ohio.
This could get really interesting.
Oh, it will be. Wait till you hear. One of my horses, the Amish came because he couldn't race anymore.
Okay.
And their son wanted to use him as a racehorse. He was a little horse. We went up and visited him. And sure enough, he was in the buggy taking this young man around, 10, 11
I think
years old.
we should make a buggy.
Yeah.
We could just
Well,
drive
you got to get out of the
Lancaster.
cage. No, get out
No,
of the
we
cage.
could drive from
Look
Pittsburgh to
around the
Lancaster in a
neighborhood.
buggy.
So, who's running these fights? Do you know? Who's it for?
My promoter is Doug Yazinski.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out of that side of the state.
East.
Sometimes we come out this way too.
Okay.
We've had a few in Greensburg, so
That's getting
always
closer. Yeah.
fun. Yep.
So March 5th.
March 5th
You'll
in
be in the
Lancaster.
cage.
I'll be in the cage.
There we go.
It's awesome.
Anything close around here or not?
Cage fighting wise,
Yeah.
not right now, but we're working on it. We're always looking for new venues and stuff like that.
That's
we
why
love
I'm
coming
asking
out
these
here.
tough questions here.
I know. You're making it tough on me now. I'm
I
just
know,
kidding.
well-
We're always looking for great places to have them. We love coming out here. He loves coming out here.
Oh, I'm sure.
He likes to put me to work, you know?
Well, yeah, sure. He's a little bit of a PR guy, I see. Like you are.
Right, exactly. We get along. Kinda.
Now, you were
Except when it
telling-
comes to football.
You were telling us on one of our shows about you're also a businesswoman with a magazine, or what
Oh
was
yeah,
that?
the magazine.
I had to bring that up because I haven't seen anything.
Smokescreen. Yeah, we've been kind of on a hiatus. We're trying to revamp a few things and
Okay.
try to come out in the new year with some fresh stuff. So get it going. So hopefully this year we'll get some stuff
I'm
out.
like my friend who just went signatures. I actually listened to you.
Oh, you pay attention. I see.
Yes, exactly.
That's nice. I like it.
Okay, well, then we'll go to the next part about you being a model.
Yes.
We had a segue into that.
Right. I am a model.
When did you
Here and
start?
there. I started, oh my gosh, probably about 6 years ago now. It's been a while.
Okay.
So I've been all over the place. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Mexico with Swimsuit USA. I was Miss Pittsburgh a few years back. I've done all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different calendars.
What's the most fun photo shoot that you had, or where?
Oh, well, probably the Bahamas because
Okay.
I love the beach. So I got to go down there, hang out in the sand, you know,
Well, that's
take
always
some
good.
pictures.
Yeah.
Right, that stuff's fun. I also I love doing the cage fighting stuff, and I love
Okay.
doing like extreme sports.
Do you?
Yeah, and I just started
do you
getting.
work out or anything?
Not
Be
really.
honest,
I,
Yeah, don't lie
I
yet.
try
You've been
to.
doing very well.
I try to, but I don't know.
So
I
you
can't-
won't take a bite of a talking machine Big Mouth burger like it.
I do eat burgers.
Okay.
I do. Just when it comes around competition times, I don't eat as much. But
Okay. No, that's
I
good.
love to eat. I'm the worst. I'm really bad with eating
Are you?
good.
No way.
I am. You can ask anyone. Ask any of my roommates. I'm the worst.
Are
When we
you?
get about when we have events.
We'll find out next time when they come out here to see you.
Yeah, yeah. Bring them on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell all my secrets.
True confessions.
Yes.
We'll work on that. By the way, that burger, if you don't order a talking machine Big Mouth burger to go,
Oh,
you're
I
not
might
a
have
true
to.
eater. Now, I still get that 2 cents, so trying to pump
Trying
that
to
up.
help you out.
Let me swallow. Now the calendar.
The calendar.
I can't wait anymore. I didn't even see it. Do you know I didn't see it?
What?
Yeah.
Better look at that.
No, I didn't see it. You're on the cover.
I am. I'm the cover model.
I didn't know because he
was-
goes
he
into
was
his
hoarding
shrine.
it over
Yeah,
there.
Sorry, he's a hoarder.
He's like, don't touch it.
Oh, sorry.
Your finger. No, just kidding.
I forgot. See, I have a napkin though.
Right. It's
Atrius
okay.
provides you all the utensils, great burger,
That's
talking
awesome.
machine, Big Mouth burger.
It's beautiful in here. I love it. I've never been in here.
You like this venue?
I do. It's so
How about
nice.
this
It's
nice
cozy.
sign when they're videoing?
I know.
Atria's 1930. You ever see anything like that?
That's perfect.
They were saying that was my age. That's when I was born. Now
No
that's so
way.
offensive. Right, I can't be that old, really. But we'll be back in February.
Nice.
Second week and the last week of February, we'll be back here again.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're going to be doing this. Atria's was pleased with some of the people we brought out here.
Awesome.
And we like the venue. It's just a classy place.
It is.
And we're
Come
trying
down
to
for some
do-
Pirates games too.
Well,
Woo! In the spring.
They-
I'm counting down. I'm
well,
ready.
if that happens, you'll see us out there on a PA system
That'll
sitting
be great.
Because you can't keep us inside with 100 people. I don't know the fire law or codes, but you can't have 150 people in here
Right.
and us. First of all, he'd blow everybody out the door.
I know.
Because they open those doors. See
Okay.
those doors?
Yeah.
It's wintertime. But no, this is a great venue.
I know. I love it here.
Great food. And
I have
the
to try
managers are fantastic. James is right here.
Yeah, he was super nice to me when I came in. He showed me where you were. Very nice. Told me if I needed
it's
anything.
sort of hard to find us. but- right in the middle of this room. But you do come in the other area there.
Yeah, I did.
I appreciate that. Speaking of that calendar, how did you get the cover there?
Well, I won a contest back in September at Valley Forge Casino in Philadelphia. And so then I got the cover. So, yeah, I won
That's
the
how
swimsuit
simple.
contest.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Did
then,
people vote for you? Did they have to do
There
something
were-
online, or was
No,
it?
no, no. It was just a swimsuit contest for Miss Red Hot at the casino. There were judges, a panel of judges.
Okay.
And we came out and
How can I get to be a judge?
we
Well,
can
first
talk
of all,
about
Smoking
that.
Jim, you're actually prejudiced, so there's no way. They would say, Here's Nirvana here, and he starts screeching and
He'd
going
be
crazy.
Cover
so
every
You'd have to
year.
act like you didn't know me,
Cool.
of course. You know what I mean?
you have to
You
sort of
keep it
act
cool.
like I am, Smoking Jim. Okay, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, and I'm also Miss December. I don't think you even checked that out yet.
You see how quick he can move?
I know. That was really
He got greasy
fast. It was
fingers.
like
He didn't even
record
use his
time.
napkin.
He didn't even care.
Wait, hold it. Okay, watch.
There it is.
I never get to see photos. Being in this seat, you would
I
think it's a
know.
great seat. With Smoking Jim, it's not. Look what I'm looking at. You're upside down.
Great.
My
Extreme
favorite,
sports.
my favorite month.
Yay!
We're right
And I'm
side
upside
up now.
down.
I'm upside down. Oh, there you said she was upside down. There you go.
She was upside when I'm looking at it. You know what? We have to tell you to go because you've been a pleasure. But look how flustered he is.
He can't even do the show now. What's
I
going
know.
on over there?
Well, I'm just glad he gave that. He practiced that for 10 seconds of speech. And wasn't that great?
It was awesome. I liked it. I like when people get pumped up about stuff, especially football.
Thank you.
It's my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you a screamer during the game?
Oh my gosh, I can't even handle it.
Really? You start
Yeah, I
yelling?
was working during the freaking game against Cincinnati, and I came home, and then as soon as I got home, Ben got hurt, and then everything went downhill, and I was like, it's all my fault. I'm like, everyone in
Are you
Pittsburgh is so
superstitious?
superstitious. Yes, I was like, I shouldn't even have started watching this.
Well, like, you have to watch when you walk on those wires as you leave.
Okay.
Because I'm superstitious, you could fall down and hit your
I
head.
probably will.
So be careful. Thanks for being on our show and sharing that. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thanks
Good
for
luck.
having me, guys.
You're welcome, and good luck in 2016.
Thank you.
Beaver Falls own Stephen Nesmith.
You owe me one, Amir. Stephen, how are you?
All right, brother.
Thanks for coming out on this cold night. I know you didn't
It's
have
not
much
cold.
snow.
Not in Pittsburgh.
I know.
Not for Pittsburgh people.
No,
It's
this
not
is
cold.
great weather right now.
I come bearing gifts for you. Amir got yours, Smoking Jim.
That's why he wanted him up first. Hold
we
on.
go. I got,
What do you got?
This right here is our 5-Star Skills Camp T-shirt from last year.
Wow.
That one shirt goes with his spray tan.
Yeah.
What spray tan? Never
And
had a
those
spray
are our
tan?
camp. We get every kid walks around town with those shirts on. I actually seen a kid on Facebook getting baptized in his shirt.
No way.
I was amazed. I
That's
was
a
like,
first.
That's
No,
how you know you're doing something
Tell
good.
them the name at 5-Star Skill Camp.
It's 5starskillscamp.net. Spell it all out. FIVE, starskillscamp.net. That's our website. And what we are is a 3-day football camp for youth in grades 1 through 8. And we offer a 3-day skills camp. We do a combine with the kids, teach them what a combine is, teach them, how you get down to your stance for your 40-yard dash. And then we bring in the top college kids from this area. For instance, Todd Thomas, he just got picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow.
He was one of our main coaches there. Malik Shagog, he's a
You're a name dropper. Tell them where they're from.
Oh,
Go
Duquesne.
ahead.
He's
you
from
gotta
Duquesne.
be proud of him.
Oh,
yeah.
I love my coaches. Malik
Speak it.
Shagog from Duquesne. Amir Carter, he graduated from Slippery Rock. He actually got a national championship ring. Eric Walker is leading rusher at Bethany College.
Really?
I actually went to high school with him. He got 1,100 yards his senior year because of me. I was blocking for
What were
him.
you carrying him?
No, I opened them holes up for him.
Get out.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
I was a top conference
Tell
first
me.
pick in 2000. I was back in 2008 though.
Wow, you were young.
I'm still young.
Younger.
Yeah, I'm younger.
Well, thank
So-
you for these great shirts. We'll get a photo when you're done on this,
Yeah.
little speech that you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just
And you seem like you have a script, like Smoking Jim.
I'm just camera ready. That's all. I'm
I like your style.
just camera ready.
You were the first time you were on our show. That's why you got an open invite. I told you, whenever you're available, because you can do something. Talk,
man.
and you actually are young enough, you remember what the next word is.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to get an induction into the Hall of Fame. And I'm breaking one of my New Year's resolutions because of you. People say I pick on Smoking Jim, but he makes it so easy.
He lays it up for
He
you.
serves, you know how basketball is. These aren't volleyballs. They're beach balls. And then the bigger ones that they take at Jimmy Buffett concerts.
Yep.
He's putting sharks out there and stuff. It's easy. I just bat it out.
Got 'em.
So thanks for helping me to break it.
Oh, no problem. I want to thank you guys for coming and announcing at the 5-Star Summer Bowl in July.
At George Couple Stadium.
At Couple Stadium, right across the bridge, one of these ways.
You can give them a...
There we go. I'm on line.
Here, I'll take one, too.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. The parents had a lot of fun. We're doing that again this year. It's
Really?
actually going to be in Beaver County, though, this year.
We may travel.
Or
I
Gateway.
Gateway would be fine, because I'd like to go there and see where the
See what all this hype's about.
Well, I want to see where it went.
Yeah. You know, I know one guy from Gateway, Cam Sadler. He's the only kid I ever. Who else?
great
Cam
running
Sadler.
back,
he was
running
a
back
wide
in high
receiver
school.
at Pitt.
Well, at Pitt, but in high school,
He's
a
a running back. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah,
we don't know his age. He's a little older than you think. And for all the ladies, he's younger than
Can't
you think.
locate his birth certificate.
No. And we found out recently that his number's 21 in high school, which he failed to tell me. We've been friends for over 4 years. He told me his favorite number's 22 because that was his number. That was his Cal U.
Oh.
And my name keeps changing because I'm on the run.
Well, here's another story. We have a principal at the school, and I go in there, and one of your best friends is Smoking Jim Frazier. He goes, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Do you mean Little Jimmy?" So Mario Tempest is always looking for his age. So the principal of Bethel Park High School, Dr. J. Janicet, he goes, "That's Little Jimmy." I said, "He's not Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
He's a power lifter." I said, "He could lift me up with one arm."
That's not even your warm up.
Right. But that's what happens, Aaron. You're welcome. We were honored. I was honored because Smoking Jim said, "Why don't you come down?" I didn't know what was even going on. You guys had said you were playing a game, but I didn't know when. Because, I do a lot of things too.
Yeah, definitely.
So I come to George Couple Stadium because that guy used to call my dad's house for basketball games.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but he would want to book my dad for the City League referee in basketball championship. So I tell that story all the time. So I always like going there. It's a good, feel-good type
It's an
of thing.
awesome venue. I love the venue.
Exactly. And Smoking Jim said, "Hey, you want to come up in the booth with me?" I go, "For what?" He goes, "I may need you to announce." I go, "Okay."
I may need you to do it now. Here, by the way, here's the mic. Here's the roster.
Yeah. And he's there, "Can you see that?" I go, "No, not right now. They better turn some lights on now." But we did it.
We
And
paid for the
kids-
lights. We paid
and
for the lights.
You did. That's why I'm telling you. I know you paid and paid, and it was a great games, and families are just super.
Yeah,
The kids are
definitely.
even better, first class all the way. I want to thank you for what you're doing in the community with our youth today, because they're from different backgrounds, and you'll accept anybody.
Anybody.
You don't see color, and if Smoking Jim were Little Jimmy, you'd let him play.
Oh,
at 98
My star
pounds.
running back, 21.
At 98 pounds, you're quick, Steven. So you're definitely. Now you're going to get a photo. We're filming. Thank you.
There was one quick thing. Me and Amir, we both just recently etched a deal where we're taking 5-Star Skills Camp to Arizona.
You know what? I wasn't
March.
allowed to say, but he told me at Jessica Lee's event.
Oh, you told him?
But guess what? Did I say anything?
No, good job. Well, that's what.
Here's what that shows you.
Yep.
What he says didn't get out like what would happen here. I'm not picking on him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but me and Amir were actually.
Congratulations.
Yep.
I don't make light of that. That's huge.
Yeah, we can't wait.
The great stuff you're doing, and then to go to Arizona.
We're going to go to Arizona.
You know
and
that's
then,
Pittsburgh West.
yes.
Anything in Arizona is
Oh,
Pittsburgh
definitely.
West.
You got
Okay.
Rashard. Who in there? Rashard.
Yeah.
That list is too long. That list is too
Fitzgerald,
long.
Arians,
They all go from Pittsburgh to Arizona,
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yeah, and then
Hey.
people retire there. I don't know if you know that, but there's a lot of people in Pittsburgh that retire there.
Oh, I thought it was Florida. Everybody.
No, they go to Arizona. I got family out there, lives in Arizona.
Dryer heat.
Yeah.
I've been there one time. I was.
Now you're going to be there a week, right?
Yep. Gonna be down there for. We're going to in March. March 12th was when we'll be in Arizona.
Good. We'll check you out on Facebook when you show the photos of
Yeah.
kids and all those things. I like a
Follow
lot
us
of
on
stuff.
Facebook at 5-Star Skills Camp, and we're on. That's how
Like
that's how-
them, like us, don't like Smoking Jim. He's got too many sweeties right now. All right? We're talking business here, buddy. We'll try to promote it. Stephen, thank you for the gifts.
No problem.
Thanks for the information. I appreciate that. And good luck to you in all you do with these kids. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
You said you'd be here. You told me before Smoking Jim to confirm it.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
All right, thanks for the brother handshake.
Now, take your mic. I know you're good. You can rock that mic.
Right.
I'll get my stuff out. You got showed up.
Yes, it's hard to follow that. How you follow that?
Well, I have supreme confidence in you.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, don't worry. I'll pump you up.
I'll take
You can do it.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Just don't look him in the eye.
You see, turn the stone.
Oh, you'll turn the stomach. Please, I'm glad you know some. You've been educated.
Tad bit.
He doesn't
Tad-
understand
don't
what
let
we're
the boots
talking
fool
about.
you. Is he don't let the boots fool you?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does not know what we're talking about. Okay, I'll tell him after the show. You ready to start talking some
Man,
football?
I got all kinds of stuff to talk about. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, you have an agenda, and I'm going to let you go.
All right.
Do it.
Well, first, I want to offer you guys. Well, since Steven showed me up once, so I just had another shirt for you guys. Didn't know which shirt sizes fit you, so it's just another
Well,
5-star shirt.
That'll fit me better than him.
I don't know. It could be like maybe a bedtime shirt, maybe.
For me, you know what? It's 3X. He's not going to fit into it, though.
I don't know, tiny,
No, it's too small for him.
too small for him, too many weights.
I got him a couple Pittsburgh Sportsline logo shirts, 4X.
I would like to have a couple of those.
We'll try to work on that. All right?
I like that.
What
Appreciate
size are you?
it. Double X.
Double X?
Double X.
Steven?
2X. 2X it is.
You're like twins. Okay.
How we trying to be even dressed the same?
I noticed that. I noticed that when you come up, but you're dressing lighter.
Yes. We have a different logo. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I saw.
Different logo.
Yeah, I was looking at these. I
Yeah.
study this stuff.
So we have we wanted to actually bring to the public what this meant because it's a little unique. We wanted to kind of everybody
Can
know
you
what it was
explain
we're
that
doing.
to me now?
Definitely.
This is on
Definitely.
air all over the world.
Okay. Well, the logo, you have to kind of look at it.
You want to stand up?
Okay.
You'll do better. Devin, you want to make sure he's in this?
Okay, the logo.
Focus on the logo.
The logo.
While I eat.
Okay, it's kind of hard doing this upside down, but if you look at the logo, it's actually 4 principles of ACE. ACE stands for athletics,
Okay.
academics, for character, and excellence. So basically, these are the principles we want to give all of our young athletes.
Does he need to turn towards you? Move the mic.
Not only
Good.
athletes, but also people who are just, kids that are scholars, kids that are actually want to, focus on education and not just sports. So the ace or the spade.
Move the mic. What do you want to do?
Hold it up. Okay. So this is top card. So if you're playing, cards, the ace of spades is the top card.
Right.
The star stands for the star or the excellence in the actual person. And if you look right here, this is a student with a cap and gown. So this is
You
part
put
of
some
it.
deep thought into it.
Actually, we can't take all the credit for it. We actually had some people design it for us.
Sure.
They took our thoughts and they
But
kind of
you
put them
talked
together.
to them and they put it into the
Correct.
logo.
No
And then
too
the last
much
thing,
academics for me.
If you see right here, there's actually a trophy.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's for the excellence.
My
as
eye
well.
went to that first.
So that was the whole concept. We kind of put it all together in one little neat package, and that's what this logo represents. So
That's great.
We were actually it's www.ace. That's 2 A's aceacademy.com, and there's a lot of different things we offer. We actually work with training. We work with mentorships, working with the different churches in the communities, just trying to be a big brother or
In the
just
community.
In the community,
You're making
Correct.
a difference in the community.
Correct. And
If I
we're
figured
just
that out.
we're just trying to bring everybody together. We understand that everybody's not an athlete. Some people just they're scholars. We don't want to forget about those people as well, because sometimes people.
It's unusual
Exactly.
for somebody like you guys doing to do that and reach out to people that are more in academics.
Oh, don't let the muscles fool you.
Well, you already knew not to look him in the eye because you would turn to stone.
I don't know.
That sounds like a Greek mythology.
I think that's a little Greek Medusa. I paid attention in 10th grade English.
Did you
About
once?
15 minutes before I fell asleep.
Over my head.
It was way over.
But yeah, so we just we're glad you guys gave us an opportunity to let everybody know what it is we're doing.
Sure.
And we're actually going to kick everything off. We actually kicked it off this past February. We had our first basketball tournament.
Really?
brought in,
Where at?
We were at Elwood City.
I'll get on.
We had Newcastle. One of our coaches, John Cox, he runs a program called Shut 'em Down AAU. he has roughly 6 or 7 AAU teams from 5th grade or 6th grade up to 12th grade.
Really?
He has Hooker. I think you know
Hooker
John
brothers,
Hooker is
yeah.
one of his players,
Yeah.
and he brought some of his guys down from his AAU organization. We had our coaches, Eric Walker.
So you had some great competition.
Yes, we did. It was a great game. All the games were close. We had 3 games,
Right.
or 2 games actually. Both games came down to 5 points or less.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Guys, we had 3 games? 3 games, actually.
There
We
you
did a
go.
6th, 7th, and 8th grade game. Yep. So it's good talent, and everybody had a good time. You know, we try to keep it affordable. You know, understand, you know, cash, people are cash strapped.
Sure.
So we try to keep everything we do affordable.
But yet you're still trying to grow your business
Correct.
too.
We
Do
have
you
built
need
the same.
sponsors or anything? You want to put
Always.
out the word for sponsors?
Always.
Because you know I do a lot of fundraising. Like I said, when you have flyers of events coming up,
Definitely.
get something to me.
Okay.
You know, we'll put it up there for you. We'd love to help you out.
Not a problem. I
Definitely.
appreciate it. But you can go to, once again, it's www.aceacademy.com. That's ACE with 2 A's.
So that's the best way to get a hold of you.
Yes, you can
Okay.
actually go to contact us link, and it'll email us, and it'll actually send out a text message to our phones that someone's trying to reach us. And you know, we're always willing to listen to anybody, fashion shows, anything anybody wants to do. We're open for suggestions, and we just want to get in the community, let people know we're here, and we're here to make a difference.
Well, I like what you're doing so far, and I see
Appreciate it.
big things in the future. Going to Arizona is huge.
Yes, I love
that
it.
really is.
That's like my second home.
And
Like,
see, I didn't even tell him anything because I didn't want anybody to know.
he was going to try to steal our thunder.
Yeah,
So he said
he's
he was
like
trying to
that.
Keep it together.
You see how I kept it there. Now Steven knows he can.
Was that? Oh yeah, we do. He didn't mention Indianapolis. We're going to Indianapolis as well. We'll be in Indianapolis
kidding.
in March. We'll be in April is Indianapolis, and then Arizona's in March.
Wow.
You guys are going to be busy.
So we're trying to make it happen.
Well, you are. You've come a long way already in the last year.
Yes, I wish we could have like a time capsule or a lapse. We can see all the different interviews and see where we came from the beginning to end.
Sure.
I
Well,
appreciate
ours
it.
are all archived on YouTube, so you can
Yes,
see
they
these
are.
shows.
Yes, they are. So I have to go in there and look.
It's hard to find them all, Yeah, it may be hard to find them because we got
Okay, so
almost
many.
400 of them.
You guys are popular guys.
Well, we're consistent. You know how you look for consistency.
Definitely.
I'm always trying to learn.
Definitely.
I don't know about my brother from another mother.
He's always, he has this, he has it. He said he's
He already
self-taught.
got-
He's self-taught.
Yeah, but he already got all he needs. That's the problem. I don't. I'm still searching for the truth out there. I'm still looking.
X-Files.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. You're too quick. Both of you are too quick. Get out of here. No, but we can have some fun, and it just goes to show you what you've done.
Thank you.
You know, in just a few years, right?
I appreciate it. It's just we have a lot of good people, a lot of good families. And you mentioned it when you were talking to Steven. I mean, we couldn't do a lot of things we do without their support. I mean, they believed in our vision.
Well, it actually takes a team.
Yeah,
You can be a leader like Smoking Jim and not have a team, and that's understood. But you guys create a team.
Dallas
Right.
has a team with no leader.
Exactly. Exactly. There's no doubt about that. We watch a lot of sports, so there's no complaints there. We're not big fans.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I have friends in Dallas and other cities, but they're Steeler fan friends.
Wow.
Because
that's
we're in
rough.
about 50 countries and
Yes.
50 states
Oh, you know,
with
Steelers-
Pittsburgh Sports Line.
You mentioned Pittsburgh West. When I was staying in Phoenix, I mean, it was when you saw the Arizona Cardinals play, it was almost like this is a few years ago, but
Right.
the Pittsburgh bars had more fans in there than the Arizona bars did.
No, you're
Watching
right.
Cardinals
We
games.
saw it. Must have been fun too.
It was. I had a ball. I had a good time in Phoenix. It does feel kind of like a second home. You said Pittsburgh West.
Yeah.
I ran into a lot of people. There's actually a bar. I can't call the name, but a lot of people from the area, they
Sure.
would go there and they would post like business cards where they were from, and you could call them, you know, if you were in town.
Yeah, that's
Really?
great.
It was in North Phoenix. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's in North Phoenix.
When you go back, we'll get a couple of those for Smoking Jim.
Definitely.
Now,
Definitely.
if he can get more sweeties for Jimmy, you know, if they're models or something, he's all about that. If their business, like if his car breaks down, water pipe breaks, he doesn't really worry about
not
that.
worried about it. There you go.
So what, he doesn't put the heat on for a while. He didn't know pipes freeze. You know,
Let
stuff
him
like
drip.
that'll
Let him
happen.
drip.
Yeah, that's just part of his style. Amir, I want to thank you for coming out. Good luck in the future.
Thank you, fellas.
And I can't wait to get you back after April,
Okay.
so we can get updates on Arizona
Okay.
and Indy.
Definitely.
Would you
we'll
do
see,
that?
We'll send you some pictures.
Yeah.
Good ones.
Appreciate you,
All
Chad.
right.
We'll keep track of that. Thank you. Smoking Jim Frazier, usually we don't get a chance to talk about your exploits over the weekend. I mean boxing. Can you tell us where you were at?
Yeah, it was Friday night. We had a professional fight card at the Wheeling Island Casinos in Wheeling, West Virginia.
How many fights?
Well, there was a few cancellations, as you can expect, because of the bad weather, but there was about 10 professional fights and a couple amateur exhibition fights.
Any fighters that I might know?
Yeah, I tell you what, a fighter, undefeated heavyweight, he's also carrying a championship belt, is Fast Freddie Latham.
My man, Fast Freddie.
Fast Freddie looked good. He knocked out a guy he knocked him down 4 times within 2 rounds, and the referee, friend of the show, Chris Riskus, stopped the fight for the safety of the fighter in the 2nd round, but Fast Freddie looked absolutely awesome.
Did he really? That's great. No, we expect big things of him, no doubt.
And another fighter that's very popular in the West Virginia area, former Ohio state wrestling champ, also has a winning record in the cage in the MMA. He's an undefeated heavyweight. He's also the West Virginia state heavyweight champion. White guy.
No.
Named Travis Clark.
Oh, I know who he is.
Absolutely a tough guy, and he's hoping to fight for the WBC title. But after he won his fight by knockout, Fast Freddie Latham challenged him to a match in his next fight. So I don't know if the promoters will put it together, but they almost got it on in the ring.
Yeah, but that's a lot of show there.
Well, it sure didn't look like a show, man.
Well, you would know because you're a good showman. You know whether they're playing or not, right?
Hey, that's true. But also Joe Board, who's doing an excellent job as a trainer. He's training Fast Freddie, and he really believes that Fast Freddie Latham will be heavyweight champ of the world within the next 15 months.
15 months?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we're going to have to end this show. We got to wrap it up. Thanks for everybody coming out. Thanks to Atria's for having us here. We'll be back, I think it's February 10th. We'll be back here again. What is it? 8th, February 8th. Sorry about that. Come back here 7:30 to 8:30. We will try to be on time. Hopefully the weather is the same. The burgers are great. We appreciate it. And thanks for all our viewers out there on Verizon 32 everywhere and Comcast 7. Keep watching us. Keep liking us on our Facebook page, Pittsburgh Sportsline. And we'll see you next week. Take care. From a very young age, I was exposed to sports in a great way. My uncle was on the first pro basketball team in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Ironmen. And my dad, of course, that was my hero. He was a basketball referee for over 30 years. Just been a passion in my life. And as I got older, I found out about horses. And I ended up owning a stable. And I was asked to be on a sports show with Roger Houston called the Meadows Racing Network. And when we were done, I said, boy, that'd be something great. Maybe someday I could have a TV show. Back in 2011, I had a conversation with some friends about sports that piqued my interest in how could we start a sports talk show on TV. Well, I found out I could go to public access TV in Bethel Park and I'd be able to produce my own sports talk TV show. The great thing about doing 2 sports talk shows on BPTV is I can share my passion about sports with thousands of people every week. If you are passionate about something that you would like to share with the community, I encourage you to come to BPTV and produce a show like I do. I'm Al Levine, volunteer producer of Pittsburgh Sportsline on BP TV.